Systems interchangeability is an important point for practitioners in professional clubs, who often use two different systems throughout the week: GPS technology during training sessions and multiple camera semi-automatic systems during matches. In order to have an integrated approach to monitoring training competitive load over an entire week, it is therefore relevant to quantify the agreement between different technologies systems, and compare their validity and reliability during the same running drills. Methods. Participants. 82 highly trained soccer players representative of U14 to U17 teams from an elite soccer academy, and 14 athletes from the same academy track and field group were studied. All soccer players participated on average in 14 hours of combined soccer-specific training and competitive play per week. A summary of the different test protocols, variables measured and analyses conducted are presented in TIHI table. The four systems examined compared in the present study were representative of three different technologies currently used in elite football: LPM technology, semi-automatic multiple camera, and GPS technology and VX. Data were collected within 4 days in an open-roof stadium over 4 training session, a generic sprint session, no ball, with the track and field group, and a 20 minutes friendly match. During all sessions, athletes wore Moshio, GP Sports, and VX sensors simultaneously. The data collected with the four systems were processed within a month after the study by independent technicians researchers, which were blinded to all other results. Distance covered during different constant velocity runs, peak velocity, and peak acceleration were obtained from each system. Results. There was no loss of data with Prozone and Moshio. With the GPS systems, 5 files could not be analyzed due to technical issues. Agreement. Most of the metrics collected during either training sequences over different pitch sizes or during a friendly match on the full pitch differed between the four systems, and the magnitude of the between-system differences was related to both pitch size and the variable of interest. Overall, while there were small between-system differences in total distance, Prozone tended to report largely greater distance at high speed than the 3 other systems across all pitch sizes. The tables show selected calibration equations that can be used, at the team level, to predict the measures that could be expected with a given system from the data collected with another system. Validity. Distance ran at different speeds. When comparing the distance recorded during the 3 runs at 3 different running speeds with the reference distance, Moshio tended to largely and moderately underestimate the distance ran at 7.2 and 14.4 km times h1 respectively. Prozone and GP Sports tended to moderately and largely overestimate the distance ran at all intensities. VX showed values within a small range of variation at 14.4 km times h1 but slightly underestimated and overestimated the distance ran at 7.2 and 19.8 km times h1, respectively. In overall, while VX showed the lower bias in overall, Prozone provided the most consistent distance output across all speed intensities. Linear speed and acceleration. The data are presented in the table. The accuracy to measure peak velocity was good for all systems. Peak velocity measures from all systems were very largely correlated with gate peak velocity. There was no substantial bias for Moshio and GP Sports, while Prozone, moderate, and VX, small, tended to overestimate and underestimate peak velocity respectively. The accuracy to measure acceleration, based on 10m sprint time, was poor to moderate for all 4 systems. Change of direction speed and acceleration. The accuracy to measure change of direction speed, based on L-shaped and zigzag-shaped run sprint time, was poor to moderate for all 4 systems. Reliability. Linear speed and acceleration. The coefficient of variation data are presented in the figure and intra-class correlation coefficient results in table. The coefficient of variation for peak velocity during the 40 meters sprint were good for all systems. The coefficient of variation coefficient for acceleration peak during the 40 meters sprint were lower for Moshio than for the 3 other systems.